Nan's sister logged every single withdrawal from Nan's account as grocery shopping. Nan is 84 years old, moved into assisted living last year after a fall in her kitchen, and my sister Hannah took over managing her finances since she lived closest and offered before anyone else in the family could volunteer. Nan kept a small notebook for years, a habit from her working life, wanting every single expense written down and accounted for even after she could no longer manage the account herself entirely. And Hannah agreed to keep logging entries in it exactly the way Nan had always insisted on doing herself. I started helping Nan sort through old paperwork 2 months ago, mostly just keeping her company while going through a box of receipts she wanted properly organized. And noticed the notebook entries didn't quite add up against the actual bank statements sitting in the same box on her lap. Hannah's handwriting listed grocery shopping, week after week, sometimes twice weekly. Amounts ranging from 60 to 200 pounds each entry, far more than any one elderly woman living in assisted living. Meals largely provided by the home itself. Could plausibly spend on groceries in a single week of her own life. I pulled 6 months of bank statements from Nan's online banking and matched them against Hannah's notebook entries line by line at my kitchen table one evening, methodically cross-checking every single date. Every single withdrawal labeled grocery shopping matched a cash withdrawal from an ATM instead. Never a supermarket transaction, never a card payment anywhere food-related at all. Just repeated cash pulls logged under the same convenient explanation nobody had thought to question closely until now. The total came to just over 4,000 pounds across 6 months. All cash, all completely, unaccounted for beyond a single word written, neatly in a notebook every week. I called Hannah that same evening and asked her plainly what the grocery entries in Nan's notebook actually represented, since Nan's care home provided all her meals directly, and she rarely left the building anymore to shop for anything herself. Hannah went quiet for a moment on the line, then said the money-covered incidentals, toiletries, little treats Nan liked from the shop down the road, things that weren't technically groceries but seemed close enough to log under that. Heading without complicating Nan's simple system that she'd used her whole life, I asked her to properly account for 4,000 pounds in incidentals over 6 months for a woman who barely left her room some weeks according to the staff there. Hannah's explanation started shifting noticeably then, mentioned her own financial pressures, a difficult year with her mortgage, said she'd always intended to pay it back before anyone actually noticed anything was off, that she hadn't meant it as stealing exactly, just borrowing quietly against money that would eventually be hers anyway once Nan passed away. I told her Nan wasn't dead yet, very much alive still and needing that money for her actual care right now, and borrowing against someone's future inheritance while they were still alive was still theft. Whatever softer word Hannah wanted to use for it privately, to make it sit easier with herself at night. I told our other siblings everything that evening, showed them the statements and the notebook side by side spread across my kitchen table. And we've since moved Nan's finances entirely to a solicitor-managed account with proper oversight that doesn't rely on anyone's handwriting alone anymore. Hannah is repaying it slowly, quietly, monthly transfers with no note attached. And Nan still doesn't fully know the details of any of it, though I genuinely suspect she's noticed something in how carefully we all talk around it now whenever we visit. The small pauses, the changed subject whenever her old notebook comes up in conversation. Subscribe for more stories.